Okay, hey team, I apologize. I had a little technical difficulty. It said that I crashed the webinar. I'm not sure how I did that, but anyhow, hey, we've got, it's going to be a quick webinar tonight. I've got a couple of things I want to share with you. Of course, we are heading quickly into our Ignite conference, coming out of what I believe was the most impactful event that we ever did at our peak performance event for the executives and above. What an amazing event. I'm seeing so much activity. I'm seeing that I'm just seeing that people have a different understanding and maybe a different respect for what to do, how to do it. We've got more people engaged in money making activity than we've ever had before. So it's definitely an exciting time. And that's the key right now. The activity is critical. I tell people all the time that for me, it's I have no pressure. I never have pressure on me to produce any type of results because my pressure, if I have any pressure, it's on doing the activity that gets the results. And of course, we're in a recruiting frenzy right now. We've got so many people out there recruiting. There's a lot of benefits that are going along with those that are participating in the recruiting process. And by the way, I can tell you what your production numbers will look like, what your check will look like 3 months, 6 months out based on what your recruiting numbers look like today. So this is definitely a time to be focused heavily on bringing new agents to the table, sponsoring new agents, getting new agents started correctly. I want to kick things off. I want to talk about the three levels that we go through as agents inside of Secret. And the first level is going from invisible to average, being this brand new agent. You're kind of invisible in the whole grand scheme of things. Nobody really knows you. You don't really know what to do necessarily. You're just kind of getting your feet wet. You're getting started, or maybe you just got started and maybe you've got an agent or an agent or two, and things are just getting rolling. But to go from being an invisible agent to an average agent is all about recruiting. It's all about that sponsoring, that process of bringing new blood, which is the lifeblood of this organization, recruiting, creating campaigns that get people or put people or compel people to join your business. It's a critical component. These campaigns are working extremely well. I know in Australia, they've got the 30 Faces campaign. They're putting mud on 30 faces. The mission is to cover Australia with mud, and you're feeling the energy. You're hearing the stories that are coming out of there. They just came out of Thailand on their incentive trip, and people are racing right now to make sure that they get their 30 faces done in the next 30 days. I know last week or the week before, Tiffany talked about instead of doing the 90-day run, it's a series of 3 30-day runs, really managing your time effectively. 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. You can get things done in a very short burst. And then when you want to go from being an average agent to a leader inside of this organization, it's really about duplication. It's really making sure that everything you do is duplicatable. Why bother if it's not duplicatable? And there's a lot of things we can do that works. There's a lot of things we can do that we can make money with, but duplication is the key to freedom. Having a duplicatable system when it comes to your daily method of operation. What are you teaching your organization to do every single day that everybody can do on a part-time basis? Dumbing everything down, breaking it down to its lowest common denominator, making it incredibly simple. The blueprints, making sure that you have a clear path, a clear understanding of the blueprint, how to get people started, the simple cycle that we use for getting someone started using that blueprint. The wow parties, making sure you have a systematic, duplicatable wow party. This is how you go from being an average agent to a leader inside of this organization. It's critical that you understand these things that we're plugging into it, and we're making sure that you understand that going from being average to a leader in this organization is truly about duplication. And then going from leader to legend. Now this is the big jump. There's a lot of leaders. We create a lot of leaders inside of Secret for sure, probably more than any other relationship marketing company out there. But to go from leader to legend, this becomes about promotion, master promotion. We're promoting everything. We're promoting the culture. We're promoting the products. We're constantly promoting these campaigns. The Ignite campaign, the Mission 90, all of these campaigns that we've got going on, all of these different promotions. If we're talking about the promotion of something, promotion of other people, promotion of the events. These are critical. And as you become a great promoter and you move into master promotion, you'll go from being a leader inside this organization to a legend inside of this organization. And I want to really help you guys understand that we've got this Ignite coming up, and we're focusing so much on building this momentum over the next 90 days leading into our Ignite conference. I want to give you a quick game plan. You know, we've got a lot of incentive if we go out there and sponsor 20 people. So, you know, of course, we're going into the month. This is the month to make a plan over the next 30 days. You know, recruit 20 people to get that massive burst of energy, that drives so much momentum and gets people moving in a whole nother level. Know exactly the number of presentations that you have to do to bring in one agent. You know, so you'll start to develop ratios in your organization. You'll know that, say, you know, for every, I don't know, whatever it is, for every 5 presentations you do, or for every 5 people that show up to a wow party, you sponsor 1 new agent. And you start to develop your ratios. And once you know what your ratios are, once you understand your numbers, it makes it very simple for you to really work backwards. Say, okay, if I want to bring in 20 new agents this month, you'll know exactly how many what presentations that is. Is that 100 presentations for someone that's brand new? You know, maybe it's 200 presentations. I don't know. You know, but the presentations have to be done, and as you get better, you'll start to adjust your ratios, or your ratios will adjust automatically, and it'll be less and less presentations necessary to bring in 1 agent. Of course, we're always bringing in customers because we're leading with the products, and every time we lead with the products, of course, we bring in new customers. It's hard to deny these products, and so, you know, we want to continue to do the presentations, do the activities, be engaged in all of the campaigns, the wow parties, focus in on our numbers. How many appointments do you have to set to get, you know, 1 person to show up? You know, so you start to also develop ratios about the amount of appointments. You know, so in the beginning, it's going to be more difficult. A lot of you are sending out the text messages. You're using the high-tech tools to create interest, to create dialogue, to get people, you know, looking at us, looking towards us, and you start to track that. And I really encourage you to track that. Make sure you've got a planner that you're tracking. You know, how many appointments do you have to get? How many appointments do you have to set to get X amount of people to show up? This is important because you'll start to discover that you'll set appointments, but not everybody shows up to those appointments. Now, some people get frustrated by that. I say it's part of business, and I start to, again, create those ratios. How many calls do you have to make to set those appointments? Now, do you have to make 10 calls or send 10 text messages in order to set 1 appointment? Again, understanding your numbers is how you really get focused on sponsoring 20 people. And again, there's a lot of incentives for sponsoring 20 people. So I'm not going to go into all of this tonight for the sake of time. We've got a lot of training coming up, especially as we're heading into Ignite next week. I plan on being on the line with you guys again. We're going to have a special guest speaker talking to you guys, and I'll be heading to Australia. Matter of fact, I leave for Japan tomorrow morning. So if you know anybody in Japan, we're going to be doing an event this weekend with Mr. Isaac Benchabat, and then on the 23rd, we'll be doing an event in Australia with Isaac Benchabat. But you use these very simple, simplistic approaches towards building your business. It's always about the numbers. It's always about the ratios, moving quickly, using duplication, having a simple philosophy of always doing what duplicates, This is critical, and it'll separate you from everybody else. When it comes to your daily method of operation, there's got to be a simple way that you share the products, that you do it every single day, that it's like breathing, that we're, and right now, guys, everybody talking about putting mud on people. This leads to skincare consumption, you know, by digging into the products and getting people to use the products. We're not giving away the products. We're doing, you know, nickel and dime, if that, demonstrations. And these nickel and dime demonstrations lead to dollars and cents in our pockets, because these demonstrations lead to skincare consumption. When people use these products, they get excited about the products. They tell others about the products. But more importantly, it creates this residual income stream that is the key to freedom here. And again, using the products, doing the activity to get people to experience the products, that is the key. As we're heading into Ignite, I want you to start looking at, you know, how many people do you have registered for the event? How many agents do you currently have registered for the Ignite conference? This is critical to understand these numbers. Again, everything is about the numbers. And the reason why it's so important is that for every 1 person for every one person that you get to attend, it's worth about $1,000 a year for you. So you think about the magic number is getting 100 people to attend, a major conference like Ignite. You get 100 people to attend a major conference like Ignite. It's worth about $1,000 per person. So now you're talking about a $100,000 per year. This is critical. Again, these are all about the numbers. And I want to make sure that we understand what our numbers are and understand that we've got to keep going after these numbers to make it happen. And so, guys, there's no reason for me to belabor the call tonight. I'm getting ready for my trip to Japan. We just had an amazing call last night with Jesse McPherson and Josh Denny. I think they knocked it out of the park. They just did an amazing job of setting the stage for what we're doing and where we're going. And I want to make sure that we continue to stay focused on the activity. The activity is out there. Everywhere I look, I'm seeing the activity on Facebook. I'm seeing you guys posting stuff. Everybody's putting out there. I continue to post the activity that you're doing. Continue to let everybody know what the activity is. These wow parties, we're hitting home runs with the wow parties. People are going crazy for the products. We're bringing on more agents. Everybody right now is focused on getting those 5 new sponsors, because I would encourage you, don't just get 5 new sponsors, 5 new recruits. Sponsor 5 people. Make sure that they're properly equipped, that they've got the products that they need, that they have the tools that they need, that they understand the back office, that we're there with them, that it's not just about recruiting somebody, it's about sponsoring somebody properly in the business. And as we're moving forward, we want to make sure that we're teaching them, the 7 fundamental skills that are necessary for building a massive business inside of Secret. And just to, give you a refresher on the 7 skills, of course, number 1 is finding the prospects. Number 2 is inviting prospects. These are all skills that we teach our brand new agents. As you sponsor your 5 agents over the next week or the next, couple of weeks, and some of you, will have it done by Sunday because, there's some incentive to get it done in this week's pay period. Of course, it affects your check next week. But understanding that, teaching these people how to find prospects, teaching them how to invite prospects. 3 is presenting, making sure that everyone understands that it is a skill. Presenting is a skill. You don't have to be a master presenter, by the way. I once heard it said, you don't have to be great to start, but you've got to start to be great. And, just grabbing that flip book and doing a wow party and, or sitting down with somebody at Starbucks and going through the 5 wows in 5 minutes, calling your mother and saying, look, I'm brand new, would you mind being my guinea pig, today or tomorrow? I just got to do a handful of presentations. And this is how you get better. You get better at presenting, but you don't have to be a master presenter. You've just got to be presenting, and you're going to continue to get better and better. You'll be able to teach people. Number 4 is follow up. Following up is a skill, and it's a skill that a lot of people do not have. It's an area where people drop the ball. Follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. Make sure that we're not just setting the stage, but we're following up with people. We're making sure that we're checking back with them. We're moving them in the right direction. We're asking them for the order. We're saying, look, I've given you the information. What do you like best about what you saw? Let's make a decision to get started. Number 5 is closing. Of course, I don't like the term closing. I prefer to use the term opening, because I believe that what we're doing is we're opening up relationships. Every time we get somebody started, we're opening up a brand new relationship. So I want to make sure that we're teaching people how to open up those relationships, how to get somebody a package, how to get somebody started properly inside a Secret. Salespeople call it closing. I prefer to call it opening, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're opening up that relationship. These are people we'll continue to work with. These are people that we'll continue to run with. This is how you create that long-term drinking out of a coconut money, that passive residual income, that override income that will continue coming in. And number 6, the skill of getting people started right. This is a skill, and it's something that you can learn. And we have a simple blueprint that makes it easy to do. You learn these skills. You get people started right. And then the 7th skill, which we started talking about tonight, which is critical that we get down, the skill of promotion. Promotion. I think of Don King, one of the greatest promoters that ever lived. He could take 2 bums, put them in the ring, turn it into a multi-million-dollar pay-per-view extravaganza. He never took a hit. We didn't even know what he was saying half the time, but he was constantly promoting. Made him millions and millions of dollars. Of course, other people. Dana White is the new, master of promotion. You see what's going on inside the UFC. Become a great promoter, pointing at other things, pointing at the tools, pointing at the systems, pointing at the products, pointing at the people. Promotion. And promotion doesn't mean, you put something up on Facebook or you sent a text message out to people. Promotion means picking up that phone. Promotion means getting in front of people. Promotion means, contacting and right now promotion means who take an inventory of your organization. Who is registered for Ignite? Who is not registered for Ignite? I'm using three-way calls. I'm using the power of third party to get people to make sure and understand the importance of being registered for Ignite. We're telling the stories of what's happening to people's incomes and what has happened to people's incomes because they attended major conferences, major events like this. So anyhow, guys, you get the point. No need to continue on any further tonight. We're going to be back with a Power Pack call next week, Tuesday. You've got the gist of it. Make sure that we're out here. We've got so many promotions going on. I don't want to take extra time. I want to make sure we're doing the wild parties. We're making the calls. We're sending out the text messages. We are engaged in the proper activity that drives those results. So with that, guys, take care. Good night. God bless.